There are several factors that cause a home not to sell. And today on Live in Phoenix with Kelly, I'm going to talk about what those three areas are: property factors, marketing factors, and pricing factors. Now let's get into it. Here are the top mistakes that home sellers make that don't necessarily drive the home more value. Offering allowances for flooring and paint. A lot of times when people come into a home, they're already got their calculator out and they're calculating for those contributions. They're actually going to come in with a price that they feel is fair based off the current condition of the home. So offering a concession in the listing can oftentimes bring you even less money when you get to the closing table. If you price the home right from the start, you will probably get offers that reflect its current condition. And if people want to budget for other things, they will usually let you know. Another mistake: putting granite in on top of old cabinets. Another mistake: running your fans while you're taking your photographs professionally. You don't want to see those fans going in all of your pictures from the background. Oftentimes people think that closing the windows will make the home look better, but it usually makes the home look smaller and less light. Your photographer is either going to have you pull the drapes or keep them open but at eye level, so everything looks standard and beautiful. Replacing carpet is not always the best idea, because your idea of beautiful carpet is not always the buyer's idea of beautiful carpet or flooring. Sometimes I see that people replace carpet only to have the buyer come in and take all of that carpet out of the house. What I'd recommend instead is that you just allow the person to make an offer based off the current condition of the home, get that home in show-ready shape as best as possible, and then let the price reflect the value. When you're marketing your home for sale, please make sure that you remove all things like cat trees, dog beds, dog toys, and stuffed animals out of the photos, and they can always come back in the picture as soon as the photographs are taken. It would also be a good idea during showings to put away things like baby cribs or things that are kind of going to clutter the appearance of the home when people walk through, making it look smaller. And then you can bring those things right back out, because let's face it, an occupied property is being occupied and we still have to live in that home. Another mistake is slathering the home with word art. A lot of pictures that say like, "Welcome to our home," or "This home is blessed," or "Bless this mess." Those are kind of out, and we just want to kind of stay with standard, beautiful artwork or a clean white wall. Staging a house is also a huge undertaking. If that's something that you can afford to do, I highly recommend it, because your stager is going to give you the professional advice of what they think that home should look like according to what they have to work with. Obvious things that we cannot work around are going to be things with flow and floor plan. And while you can do the best that you can to get the home ready from the outside to showcase its curb appeal, the stager will get that home ready from the inside. One of the number one mistakes that a seller can have is not knowing their competition. Your agent should be offering to take you to the three properties that your house is most closely in competition with for active listings. If you're the only active listing in your area, congratulations. You're probably going to still want to list that property according to value. That way you drive the highest and best price for your house. Curb appeal, layout, and of course functionality are going to be three factors that are really important to today's buyer. If the air conditioning needs to be replaced, or the home has old fixtures and worn hardware, that's going to be something that each buyer is going to think about as far as things that need to be replaced and money that they're going to have to spend on the property. If your home has an awkward layout, it's going to be really important that you showcase the best features of the home and try to work around the features that are not the best features, because once you get somebody into the house and they might actually fall in love with it, they might be able to overlook some of the awkward features of that functional floor plan. Again, last week we went over unpleasant smells and things that you want to stay away from when you're marketing your house, like pet odor, smoking, mold, or any water damage that you might have in the house should be taken care of, and also should be disclosed on your seller's property disclosure forms if some repairs have been made. Unpleasant smells can deter today's buyer like you've never seen. Homes in an undesirable location might need to be showcased in the very best light. When it comes to selling your home, location is everything. Since we can't pick your house up and move it, if your home is in a location that's less desirable, you will definitely want to check the boxes of having the exterior look beautiful, the interior look beautiful. Possibly hire a stager so that it can compete with houses that are in a location that can't be beat. Sometimes your home, if improved, will actually beat a home in a better location because of what you put into the home. If your home is in a homeowners association and you have amenities to showcase, make sure that you talk about those in the MLS listing. If you don't talk about those, People won't know that you have those amenities. Oftentimes, real estate agents forget to put the amenities into the plano, or they don't showcase the green belts or any of the amenities in the listing photography. Last week, we talked about poor quality photos and lighting, blurry photos, the selfie mirror photo. You guys know what I'm talking about. We've all seen photographs on the multiple listing service and on all of the search apps that are less than desirable. Once you get to the house, you go, this house is in so much better condition, or wow, this house looks better than the photos. That is usually the way it is unless the realtor actually provides professional photography as part of their marketing package. Another mistake that a seller can make is not making sure that the agent is going to promote the product on social media. If the home is not going to have ads, it's not going to have a perfect professional marketing plan, you are probably going to want to pay just a little bit more to have an agent come in and run Facebook ads, social media platforms, TikTok, YouTube, and all of the stops to get that property shown and sold quickly. An inexperienced or inattentive real estate agent will probably not do a great job at marketing your property. That's why it's very important to go ahead and interview 2 or 3 different real estate agents or licensed realtors and see which one actually has your home's best interests at hand. You'll want to make sure that you can see yourself in a partnership with this agent, that you have a great rapport with them, you trust them, and you have open lines of communication back and forth between yourself and the agent. Don't worry, not everybody is a good fit to work with certain or specific agents. That's why it's up to you to do your due diligence. Another common mistake, overpricing your house. We talked about this last week. An unrealistic asking price can leave you chasing the market down and actually driving a lower price for your house when it finally does go into escrow. Underpricing. Not knowing your competition and underpricing can also leave people wondering what is wrong with that property. And while you might sell faster, you might also leave money on the table for your sellers. Make sure you go over comparables with your licensed realtor. Make sure that you go and look at the inventory that is active and make sure that you feel comfortable pricing your house where you guys decide together. Being inflexible or impatient with your offers is going to be a deal breaker as well, sellers. Make sure you take the time to go over these offers and look at what each person brings to the table. Be flexible, be negotiable, take a step back. Always respond in the morning if you feel like you get an offer at night that isn't really what you were looking for. I think in the morning you can find yourself in a little bit better headspace after a long day, maybe not as much. Circle back in the morning, figure out whether or not you can do a counter, and of course, keep that ball rolling. As I spoke about last week, it's just really not that important to become emotional over certain things. This is a business transaction, and although you love your home and you've cared for your home, we don't know that somebody else won't care for it just like that, and they're just a little bit savvy. And in all things, be patient, target your market, work together, be a team, consider all pre-listing inspections. You might even consider doing an appraisal on your home so that you actually can set that value perfectly. Addressing potential issues proactively and upfront can bring you the best buyer because you already know what could potentially be wrong with that property. You did all your pre-inspections and you fixed the things that needed to be addressed. You can significantly increase the chances of selling your home quicker and more efficiently if you've done all of the things that I talked about in this video. If you like my videos, please share, like, and subscribe, and I'll be back next week with more valuable tips on buying and selling.